Hi everybody, my name is Penny Barron, and I want to tell you about Molise and why I'm writing about it. I moved here 4 years ago, and you can see my little house here, the paintings on the wall, and I am writing about Molise because there's 136 towns and villages, two areas called Campobasso and Isernia, and both of those areas have the most fascinating towns and villages, many of which very little is known about, and they're almost forgotten. Many of them have been written about in guidebooks, but in English there's still very little. There are a few passionate people around like me, and they've written about the areas too, but they are still few in number. A lot of Americans come to visit here. A lot of these Americans who've had friends and family here, who have had family here from generations, because a lot of Italians from this region and other regions moved to America in the latter part of the 19th century and the early part of the 20th century, and started new lives there. A lot of those now are trying to make contact with areas like Molise, where they left family behind. There are famous ones of those people like Tony Vaccaro, who's a very eminent photographer who made a home in America and still has contacts here with a town like Bonefero. I've tried to make contact with all the towns and villages I've visited, some of which I've had a better success with as others, but I'm still endeavouring to do that. So whilst I'm creating a book, there'll also be a series which will keep people updated of the towns and villages that I visit while I'm here, and those will be the ones I build up contact with, and the ones I manage to make and create more stories about. I'm not a video maker. I'm a writer by choice and a poet, I suppose. I was a nurse before and an educator. I've worked a lot with children, and I've worked a lot with people, seniors, a lot of elderly people as well. And I'm fascinated always to hear their stories. And that's another reason, again, why I want to do that for Molise. There's so much of Molise which has been forgotten already, and so much more which will continue to be forgotten as time goes on. Even since I bought my house here 4 years ago, the olive groves around where I live, many of them are now becoming abandoned. Much of the land has become abandoned because the people that cared for it with so much um, love and attention have now died, and their families have moved away, and many of them aren't even interested in what's here now. And it's really only been a means to an end. And this is why there are villages. The village I live in or live above is a village called Lucito, which is a town of about 800 people. It's about 700 now. I live above that village, just between that village and another village of Castelvoltaccio. Lucito is fairly thriving. It does have a school, and it does have some businesses that work from there. Um, and it also has its own museum, which is dedicated to the country life. And I hope later on in one of my books, or one of the series that I'll be writing, to write more about that. The thing too that fascinates me, there's so many things that fascinate me about Molise. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, it's the variation in landscape. Literally, in fairly short distance, you can go from the mountains to the sea, or the sea to the mountains, whichever. And it's just a huge diversity. In fact, this is one of the reasons why I bought my little house here, because looking out from my balcony here on a clear day, not a day like today, which is really misty, you can see from the mountains to the sea. You can literally look over to the right and see the Molise Mountains, look over to the left, and in the distance you can see the ribbon of the Adriatic coast. So that is really the story of Molise. It is such huge diversity, and I wanted to share that diversity with you. Some of it I'm writing about history, some about the people I meet, some about the places I've been to, some about the festivals, and the festivals are fantastic and they're so diverse. And I have met such amazing people, and I really, really want to tell you about it. I really want to share it with you. I'm also doing podcasts, but what I really like you to do is to help me with my book, and help me with my videos, and help me with my art projects, my photography exhibition. But I need some money. I'm sorry, it's the denaro. I'm afraid I need some of yours. So if you're passionate about helping an artist, if you're passionate about helping helping me to create something special that I can then share with you, then please help me. I need a little bit of money from a lot of people to help me really to achieve my goals. So the first one is the books in which I'm writing at the moment, which is sort of my impression of Molise and the places I've been and the people I've met. And then there will be a recipe book. There'll also be a more detailed history book. And then there'll be a blow by blow account of each of the villages and a collection of the stories from the people there, and also videos too, I hope. And on top of that, I'd like to do a photography exhibition because I have got, I think, getting on for 7,000 photos of Molise now. So there's a lot to share. So share Molise with me, enjoy Molise with me, and help me with this project. Thank you, everybody, and a lot of love from Molise, because Molise does matter. So take a walk on the wild side and explore Molise with me. Thank you.